Hello everybody, Reaper X1 here again, back playing some TerraTech in the R&D of 0.9.72, the newest or most current unstable build, and this video is a little bit different. I mentioned there the last time I've been kind of trying to build up a roadway. Ah, crap, I forgot something. Okay, well, we'll figure that out in a second, but as I always do, welcome. Thank you for joining me, and I do hope you are having the good one. It's got to be better than this build's been going, I tell you. It's really looking nice so far, but it's just not functioning the way I want. As you can see there. Now all I did is hit X. I had 2 explosive bolts under each one of the cars, and they're all supposed to separate individually, so there's 4 of them. You know, so I can accommodate 4 people or citizens coming off the shuttle. And it seems to really hate that idea, and I don't exactly know why. I have a theory, and I just haven't got there. Like, look how misaligned all the blocks are even. Like, everything's just out of whack compared to where it should be. And if anyone still thinks that those explosive bolts don't damage your stuff, this might prove you wrong. Sorry. But as it does work out, it's saying that those ones are still attached. And there's no explosive bolts in there anymore. So there is no way they should be attached. Unless the blocks have magically fused themselves together somehow. I don't know how. So, what I am hoping to do here is I was hoping to run this on turbo too. So it would be what I called an expressway, you know. And this would be how our citizens could get around automated from location to location. And I was also thinking of adding another road where you could just drive your tech, or a sidewalk to it. I was thinking of doing that. But if I can't get the road part working, I am just going to start with a whole new idea, and it'll be like a sidewalk or just an unautomated road. So as you can see there, I got 2 explosive bolts under each one. So let's see if maybe a restart has helped. I was hoping it was just one of those temporary bugs. I've been building in here for a while, so you know, sometimes that makes a difference. I'm not sure why, but sometimes it does. Sometimes a restart is needed to get things functioning right. And unfortunately, I saved it with all that junk in the background. Crap. That might just damage it. Oh, just pulling the block even throws her for a loop. That's not cool. So let's try this. We got them all connected. We'll take this apart. Don't be bad. Oh, okay. I see. So let's try that. Maybe it's the dual explosive blocks that's messing with it. Too much explosive power. I don't know. It shouldn't hurt us at all. It shouldn't really have any force to it. Because they're supposed to be meant, I thought, for making multi-techs and stuff like that. So you don't want something that's going to blow apart, push your stuff around when it needs to be in a specific spot, right? It's the whole reason I use this idea. Now, the one thing I have thought of is maybe it's because I have a resource in each one of these cars. And then when I hit the explosives, it is causing it to be thrown. So, well, that eliminates the double explosive bolt being the issue. So the other thought was that maybe it is that there is 4 on 1 and they're right on top. But if that's the case, well, that sucks because I want it to be like this so it's an easy way to load up the tracks again. Because like if a shuttle comes into NeuTecha, into the airport, has 4 passengers on it, I want them to have everything there waiting for them, and I don't want to have to restart the save all the time because, well, when I put citizens around in the world, I want them to be able to stay there. I don't want to have to go hours and hours traveling all over the place to reset it. That just seems like a big waste of time. So if I can spend the extra time on the build and figure it all out so it's an easy reset, that's what I want to do. So here, we got it kind of working. Seems like pulling the blocks is the easiest way, doing one at a time. So we're going to go with that. Now, I wanted to have a 3-way split. Because then, you know, well, it's a good option to have on a road. It's like an intersection. Like a railway would have a switch. I was trying to make this a train, but the cars always pull apart. And I was figuring, well, you know what? That's not supposed to be able to come through. I thought resources only traveled through anchored blocks. Unanchored blocks are supposed to be pulled around. So, there's a little bit of the funny stuff, eh? Not liking that. So hopefully that gets tuned up in the next update, because I've found there's been a few bugs in this update. As you may have seen from my short little 3-episode playthrough, if you check that out. Having dual big yellow show up. So let's see if this one will work any better. Oh, we made it past a little bump there. And that's the other thing. It's hard to line some things up. Even in the R&D, there seems to be little differences. Especially if you unanchor, like build beam and then re-anchor. Sometimes they come back at a little different level. The anchor doesn't want to sit at the same height. So it'd be nice if that was not an issue. Like things were kind of to a grid. So they would anchor either one block up or down from each other. At least then you can, add a block if you need to. You don't have to move it around, spend who knows how long trying to find the perfect height of terrain just so you can get it to work. And now this is another thing. Oops. Put that back. Is when I got to this one, and it seems to happen every time, I pull that block and it switches my conveyors. Now you may think I might have just forgot that one. But look at the start there. Hold on, we'll get back to it a second here. There, let's pause that for a second. And we're going to set this, and we're going to try and get this one to go straight. Now, in theory... I really didn't want to do that. I just wanted to move it a bit. I had my finger on the wrong button. Well, I think it lined up alright, so that might be okay. But in theory, it should be able to drive up to there, the resource gets dropped, but it's still contained inside the car, and then it'll be pulled to the next receiver. Now, as long as the chunk doesn't go right through the block, it will work. But, like we've seen, that's not always what happens. So it really kind of makes me think that there's a little bit of a flaw with either the block or the way the game handles these kind of complex multi-techs. And yep, pulled it right through. Oh, shucks, that sucks. And see, the wheel there might have been jammed. So maybe that's the thing. So there, we got it reloaded. And now if we notice that all the conveyors are facing the right way, pull them. It'd be nice if we could actually detonate specific explosive blocks too, instead of all at once. And maybe Control X or Alt X and then click on the thing. Or right click on the explosive block and then hit X. See, that was close. That almost worked. It just seems like when it jumps to the receiver, it's too aggressive and it pulls it right through. And that's why, originally I wanted to run this on turbo, but it's even worse. Because I haven't showed this yet. This is supposed to be a little tease, kind of, what I'm up to. But I've got the flat track without the cars. I've got a ramp, and I've got a turn. And they were working fine on normal speed, but you kick them up to turbo, it gets iffy on the ramp. It's usually the ramp that buggers up, and it's always at the transition from one track to the next. And I found, see, right there. That shouldn't have happened, I don't think. It's worked how many times already, and then now it buggers up? Not cute. Not cute. There, we'll just do this then. Oh yeah, that ain't gonna work. Because it won't pass through the unanchored tech. Oh well, we'll just do it like this then. Get rid of that. That's a nice thing about having 4 cars on here too. It's easy just to grab another one. But then you got all these white blocks. I should really get rid of them and then resave, but we'll see. If I remember. So yeah, this isn't really going to be too much of the of the good old building style stuff I'm usually doing, but this is more of like a problem solving. So what I'm hoping is if anyone's got any ideas on possible fixes and stuff like that, like I've tried a bunch of different stuff. I'm not saying I've tried everything, but if you got any ideas, hey, let me know. Throw them down. See, it worked that time. Throw them down in the comments. You know, it'd be great to hear from you. Maybe you got an idea I haven't thought of. Maybe it works. Hopefully it works. Because I'd really like to get this to work. Because a three-way split would be very handy on making my roadway. And then if it works on turbo, well, that'd be even better. Because then our citizens can get around even quicker. By our citizens, I mean, you know, the NeuTecha Project citizens, where we're all welcome to partake. And all you need is a citizen. And if you'd like to get in on that, all you got to do is go to the description, find the NeuTecha Project link, follow it through to the thread that I started, and make sure you read through and watch the video in the first post that starts the thread. It's got a lot of useful information on how to build your citizen so you can get the most out of the NeuTecha, because the size and the suggested requirements, they will help you take part in all the fun. Like the shuttle ride alone, you have to have one of those rings or you're going to coming through. Or you're going to fall right out. You might not even make it to NeuTecha. You got to go through space, you know. You got to be able to get through there. And then also these cars, they got the ball and the pin, so you can anchor your dude down so it can go up the ramps and all over. And there's actually an idea I got for a Ferris wheel and possibly a roller coaster. So, you know, we're going to want to be able to anchor our people in there. And yeah, just in case you're wondering, AI will not help you on your citizen. Citizens are there to be protected. And while being controlled, they can fight. They're inside a perimeter. They should be defended. There shouldn't be enemies spawning in there when I'm done. So, you know, we shouldn't have to worry about that. But hey, you're welcome to put guns and bubbles. But I'd really recommend not putting AI, because it's going to mess up more than it's going to help in the end. I could go into 30 hours of detail on that, but I haven't really wanted to do that. I'd rather just get her done, build it, and then show you as I get her done. Now look at there, it worked. See, now why can't I do that all the time? I don't understand what the difference was. Now I see, maybe you're thinking, oh, you changed some stuff around. Well, you know, that's actually like the 5th time I tried that setup. And that was the only time it worked. So, see what I'm saying? It's just unreliable on if it'll pass through the front block there, or if it's going to hold on. Whoa, crap. Wrong way. I hit the wrong thing. So yeah, if you'd like to give me a hand with a comment or an idea, a suggestion, you know, any kind of feedback and stuff, you know, fill up the comments. Oh, see, now it's screwed up in an even more, consistent spot. More consistent, not completely consistent, though. So that's a pain in the nuggets. But we got the other car here. We'll get it all set up. Now what this is supposed to do is supposed to lead into the train station, or the car station. I really wanted a train, though, you know, because then all 4 could travel at the same time. One resource chunk would do it all. I'm still not giving up on it, but this seems to be like a nice alternative. So maybe we could have a train and a car all on this same thing, and it just depends on what start we set up. So there, we got the one at the end. The only one that's worked. And then we can get this one to there. But as far as that other turn to the other side, I don't know how that's going to go. That seems to be the hard one now. It's going to take a lot more figuring. But after, I don't even know how many tries, I had to get some sleep. So yeah, I got this attempt kind of done and figured, and or no, it was shortly after this one I just had to call it a night. But as you can see, it switched half of the conveyor line, and it switched that whole conveyor line and that little chunk of conveyor line. So I don't know why it does that. It's really weird. The explosive bolts were doing that when I was building the power station too. So I don't really get it. Yeah, that's not enough room there to have that guy sitting there. So we're going to try this last one here. Hopefully it makes it at least to that point. Now, I was pretty sure it'd make it there, but I'm still not sure about this spot. We made it with the last one. But yeah, I'm going to stop that. I'm going to build this up a bit. But while I do that, I think we're going to get ready to call this one at about an end. So as always, if you enjoyed what you saw, if you liked it, hey, like it. Throw that little blue thumb up. It's always cool to see. And like I said, comments, suggestions, feedback are always very helpful and super appreciated. And if you haven't, why not subscribe? Ding the bell. Come back to all the TerraTech awesomeness. And, well, there's it. Aww. And buggered up. And all the other kind of awesomeness we get into with the other games when we get a chance. And hey, why not bring a friend while you're wandering around the channel? You might just both be enjoying it. So until that next time, keep being the awesome, keep having a good one. Bye.